Hey everybody, how's it going? It's All Music with Todd Ledbetter, and I am here in a new decade. We're starting off the 2000s with the very first year, 2000, and we finally made it, and I'm super excited about it. I got my top six favorite album picks from that year, and we're going to get right into it with number six. Let's see here. Uh, well, first of all, I'm going to have to make a couple of adjustments because I lost my connection and I had to start over. So now I got to get myself back in the beginning, at the very start. And easy enough, easy enough. Yeah. So this is the year 2000. Some kind of mellower albums, really, and pretty excited about. And a lot of my favorite bands are in the list again. Death Cab for Cutie. It looks like I think it's their second album. We have the facts, and we're voting yes. It's a great album. I love the sound of Death Cab for Cutie, and uh, and they just keep getting better and better. So I'm sure that they're going to be in my list again because they haven't even hit their stride yet as far as albums go. But that was one of my faves of the time. And let's see. So Death Cab for Cutie was a good one, and I've always liked them. Something about just to me they feel like a band for one thing, but I also like the songwriting. But they feel like they're pretty connected with each other, and they write like as a band in a lot of ways. I don't. I've read some stuff about them and kind of looked into them somewhat, and I think that's pretty true. And speaking of bands, more of probably the hardest rocking album of my list in 2000 is Stiff Upper Lip from ACDC. Definitely a band. A couple different member changes over the years, drummers back and forth, and bass player, singers, but nevertheless, it's ACDC with Malcolm and Angus, and this is a good one. Uh, not a lot of hits off this album, but nevertheless, it sounds like ACDC, and it's kind of reminiscent of some of the Brian Johnson era that we love. And Stiff Upper Lip was probably their biggest hit off of this album, but definitely a good album and a favorite of mine from 2000 amongst all the other options. Um, and then we go to my number four pick for the year 2000, and another just great band, a mellow album, kind of jazzy album. Anybody got any guess? Guess, guess, guess. You're right, Steely Dan. I got another Steely Dan on my list. Two Against Nature. This one was released in the year 2000, and it's got some great songs. I love Gaslighting Abbey, What a Shame About Me, Janie's Runaway. I like Almost Gothic. I love Jack of Speed. Cousin Dupree was probably their hit off of this album for sure. But you want that Steely Dan fix, that's going to get it for you. So check out that album if you haven't heard it yet. If you like it, let me know what you think. I sure do. Um, as you've noticed over the decades that we've been doing this, not in real time, but the decades of music I've been going over since 1970. We're all the way to 2000, so 30 years of music, and Steely Dan has popped up several times in my list. As well, I think this next band too has popped up, and it's a good one. And I think we all remember when this came out. It's Radiohead's Kid A. Definitely a cool, very trippy album. It's one of those, like I've said before, I'm like an album guy, so I like to sit and listen to the whole album. And this is one that just takes you on a journey, and you don't really want to be trying to do stuff while you're listening to this album. You just want to kind of sit back, relax, and enjoy all the uh, sonic enhancements and uh, uh, studio wizardry and musical genius that's Radiohead for sure, and Kid A. Definitely a good album, and one that I still listen to quite a bit, a few times a year. Get that one out and check it out. So that's our number three. The next band is okay. I'm going to admit it. Some people make a joke out of this band, and I never really understood quite why. but this is their debut album, and I think we all admit this was a freaking good one. Coldplay's Parachutes, definitely a cool album, and the first time we heard from Coldplay was this one. Don't Panic, Shiver, Spy, Sparkle, Yellow, that was a huge hit. Trouble, Parachute, High Speed, We Never Change, Everything's Not Lost. I'm not sure if that was on the original. Uh, Includes hidden track. Oh, Life is for Everything. Um, I can't. It's so hard in the era of of CDs. You know, once you start getting out of the LPs and the records, where you know how we used to just pour over just the covers and any kind of liner notes, or if they had, if it opened up and the pictures and you know, everything, just listening to the album, you know, and then you get the CDs, and this is like you just, it's not the same. So my memory and my knowledge of some of the older music is so much better than some of the newer music, and by the 2000s we were definitely CDs. So makes a huge difference sometimes on what I can remember and about certain bands. Obviously I have some bands that are more favorite than others and I know more about, but Coldplay, that Parachutes album was cool. When I heard that one, I was like, wow, that's cool. I'm not really sure why people think they're a joke, but I've always liked them. Okay, and now another band that I've always liked. I think that we already know this about me, but this is going to be my number one for the year 2000, and I have to say it's a pretty darn good one. Uh, One of my all-time favorites bands. It's up there with Rush and up there with Genesis, and it's U2. Uh, they came out with an album in 2000 that is just blew me away because some of the things they were doing previously were cool and but different, but they just knocked it out of the park with this one. Beautiful Day. I mean, come on, that thing was just an amazing song. Stuck in a Moment You Can't Get Out of. What a great song. Elevation. Walk On. Such a great song. Kai. Every song on here is just a great, great song. New York, and then it ends it with Grace, which is just a mellow, just cool, cool song. I love it so much. U2 is just one of my all-time favorites, and they still are coming out with albums. That's only 2000. We're in 2020. They still had albums coming up, and I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to be in my top six for sure because I bought them or I would download them or whatever, um, and listen to them just like crazy and get into what they had to offer. Some people, you know, don't like you too, whatever. I don't understand. It's like saying you don't like the Beatles. I don't understand that either. You know, it's like there's so much music there, you know, that you have opportunities to find something that you like. And that album is just a killer album, especially with Beautiful Day and what was the title? Stuck in a Moment You Can't Get Out of. Those are such cool songs. Elevation and Walk On, and you know, just great, great album. So that's it. That is my top six for the year 2000. Death Cab for Cuties. We have the facts, and we're voting yes was number six. ACDC's Stiff Upper Lip was number five. Steely Dan's Two Against Nature was four. Kid A from Radiohead was number three. Coldplay's Parachutes two, and U2 All That You Can't Leave Behind was my favorite pick of 2000. So let me know what you think. If you like any of these albums, let me know in the comments. And then if there's other albums that you liked from that same year, let me know as well. You know, there's quite a bit, you know, going on in that year, but just nothing that, not a lot that I connected to. Matchbox 20, Mad Season came out. That'd be in my top 10 for sure. Really liked that when that first came. Matchbox 20, as you know, definitely. Smashing Pumpkins came out. Um, and Everclear. There's quite a few bands that came out with some great albums. Modest Mouse. Let's see what else is there. Let's see. Oh, Queens of the Stone Age, Rated R, great album, definitely top 10 for me, anyways. didn't quite make my list today, but definitely top 10 if I was to do a top 10. Let's see what else we got there. That's about it. Um, Neil Young had his Silver and Gold album. I like that album. I just love whatever Neil Young does. Whether he's doing it with in a solo career, or if he's playing with Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, or whatever, whoever he's playing with. I just really like Neil Young as far as his music goes. All right, well, thanks you guys so much for watching. Very much appreciate it, and I will see you next year, which hopefully will come in like a day or two, in the year 2001, and we're going to continue on with our top 6 picks. And once we get rolling in this decade, we'll do an album review from the whole 2000s and see what we got going there. I also have another album that I might do a review of soon too. Um, I'm thinking about Buckethead, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Buckethead. Very interesting guy. I don't know a lot about him, so I'm kind of doing some research, and I'm going through some of his albums, and I think I know the album that I want to review. Uh, and that I'm probably going to do here pretty quick as well. As soon as I get my head wrapped around it a little bit more, I've listened to it 4 or 5 times, and I really enjoy it. Another kind of mellow album, but very very interesting. Uh, it's an instrumental, as are a lot of the Buckethead songs. Not all, but a lot. But he's got so many albums. I think I read somewhere that he's got like 300 albums and EPs, if you can believe that. It's Somebody said if you listen to get through his entire catalog, uh, uh, all in one sitting, you'd have to listen 24 hours a day for 2 weeks to get through all of his input, all of everything he's done. He's prolific, and he also played for Guns N' Roses of all things. I'm learning about him. I never knew about him until recently, so I'm kind of interested in doing that. And let me know if you think it's a good idea, if you have any ideas about Buckethead, and maybe we'll do an album review coming up soon. But anyways, thanks again, guys. There's some things down in the description if you want to help the channel out. I got Life Boost coffee and a few other things down there that coffee mugs and T-shirts and things like that. If you want to help out, I appreciate it. So, anyways, we'll see you next time, and thanks for watching, you guys. Take care, and make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and give me some comments. Let me know what you think. Give me your favorite bands from this year 2000 as well. All right, we'll check with you later, and we'll see you in the year 2001. Bye bye.